but she cut me off, screaming that I was a homewrecker who destroyed her family. She hung up before I could tell her about the security footage. 20 minutes later, I heard shouting from next door. Through my window, I watched David storm out with a suitcase while Rachel stood in the doorway yelling. Emma and her brother were pressed against their upstairs window, watching their world fall apart because of lies their father had created. Detective Morrison arrived that evening after Rachel filed a police report claiming David and I were having an affair. I showed her the security footage, the timeline of David's staged photographs, and my phone records proving I'd never communicated with him outside of babysitting arrangements. She studied everything carefully, then asked if I'd noticed any other strange behavior. That's when I remembered the weird comments he'd made about my schedule, how he always seemed to know when I was home alone, the way he'd linger during pickup talking about my social media posts he shouldn't have seen since we weren't connected online. The investigation revealed David's elaborate plan to frame me for an affair as a cover for his own infidelity. Police found evidence on his laptop showing he'd been meeting someone else for months at hotels during times he claimed to be at work. The staged photos of my house were part of his strategy to shift blame and make Rachel think he was the victim. His browser history showed searches for how to prove wife's babysitter is having an affair and staging evidence of cheating for divorce court. David had been planning this deception for weeks, using me as an unwitting scapegoat for his own betrayal. Rachel called me crying 2 days later, apologizing for not listening and begging me to testify in their divorce proceedings. The security footage had proven David's deception, and Rachel's attorney needed my statement about his behavior. During the deposition, David's lawyer tried to claim the surveillance was coincidental, but the prosecutor had found 47 photos on his phone taken from my property over 6 different dates, all carefully staged to suggest intimacy that never existed. The judge awarded Rachel full custody and ordered David to pay for the therapy both kids would need after living through his psychological manipulation. 6 months later, Emma still asks me to babysit, but now she talks about how much happier her mom seems without daddy's lying games. Rachel rebuilt her life, got a promotion at work, and started dating someone who treats her with respect. David moved across town and has supervised visits twice a month, still claiming he was protecting his family. But the evidence speaks louder than his lies, and now 3 people know the truth about who really destroyed that marriage.